very proud of our guys, their fight, their resolve to come back after a win and continue to prepare. I thought we fought. I thought, just like I thought after the game, after watching it a few times, I thought our guys competed to the bitter end and left everything we had on the field. For that, I'm very proud. Defensively, got 3 new starters in new positions. And, again, 5th time in 6 games we've shut the opponent out in the first quarter. We started off very fast and played very, very well on defense in the first half again. It's a couple weeks in a row we've done this now. Got to learn to finish games in the second half. We've got to learn to finish and play better in the second half. We'll continue to address that as far as scheme, coaching, players, all that kind of good stuff. Offensively, started off slow. The 3 punts in the first quarter, I thought we picked up some steam after halftime. A little bit of the tail of the tape is that it's kind of the second week in a row we've done that on offense and defense. So obviously the goal is to start fast on both sides of the ball, but I thought we did. We threw and caught the ball well, especially in the second half. So with that, moving on to Iowa State, very well-coached team. Matt Campbell's done a nice job in turning that program around. Very solid team. It's a team that's used to winning and going to bowl games. Certainly what we want to be about here at Tech. A couple 8-win seasons the last 2 years. Very solid on both sides of the ball. They're tough. They're physical. Defensively playing the odd stack, and that defense is designed to stop the run. You see them run the ball. Everybody's there, all the safeties. They do a tremendous job in terms of their gaps. And their gap responsibilities are strong up the middle, led by the nose guard, 58. Linebacker core is really good. The guy that stands out, 23, is out in space. He's everywhere. He's a really good linebacker. Offensively, Purdy is, again, here we go. I mean, we're in the Big 12. There's a great quarterback every week, and this week's no different. And he is very accurate, runs the ball well, and leads that offense. The running back, Hall, had a really good game. Freshman, taller kid. Lang, I'm a little familiar with, Salt Lake City kid out of East High, number 4, really good athlete. So big wideout, number 7, makes plays. I mean, he presents a matchup problem for us, and so something that we certainly need to be aware of. Big, strong offensive line, and I only kind of laugh because it's big, strong, and they've got a lot of experience. Both tackles, the guard, even the kid that plays guard or center, either one, is a 2-year starter. The other 3 are 3-year starters, so they've certainly played a lot of football. And it'll be a tremendous challenge, and one that our guys, I believe, will be up for, and we're looking forward to playing Saturday. So with that, I'll go ahead and open it up.
Coach, does it feel at all like vindication, or just the knife getting dug in deeper when the Big 12 kind of admits?
No knife. No knife. Referees are accountable for their actions and their calls. I expect the Big 12, as I know they already have, to deal with it and continue to deal with it directly and appropriately and swiftly, and I trust and believe that they are.
Coach, can you explain the role on maybe music or sound being used late into when the center gets his hand on the ball or past that mark?
Yeah, that's a question about being, the sound in a game. Certainly came up in the game. Can't play the sound once you address the ball, and it becomes a little bit of a gray area for all of us no-huddle teams. But when a center addresses the ball, not supposed to have music, band, piped-in music, whatever. So that's certainly game ops. The Big 12 Conference, they can continue to address that. I'm not going to sit here in my press conference and address it, but I respect the question.
Through your evaluation, what do you think is at the core of the defense playing better in the first half than the second?
It's a good question, because if I knew exactly that answer, we'd try to replicate it at halftime. We've struggled a little bit coming out of halftime, and we're in talks about that. I mean, we're trying to figure that out. That's a concern. But man, we've started out very, very good. We've been dialed in. We've been ready to play. I believe our coaches have had them ready to play, and a credit to our players, I believe they've gotten themselves ready to play, whether it's the last 48 hours prior to kickoff, it's their mental and emotional state that morning, or, whatever leading up to the game. And I think that's been spot on. We got to try to replicate that coming out of halftime.
Coach, you mentioned Brock Purdy a little bit. It's another guy who can beat you with his leg, beat you with his
Yep.
arm. Does he remind you of a quarterback you've already seen this season, or is he kind of unique in his own way?
I think he's unique in his skill set, but similar in the fact that if you don't contain rush, if you're pressuring, you don't contain rush him, you're in trouble. The guy can get out. He can carve you up when he's throwing the ball out on the perimeter. And you know what? That was a little bit of a problem Saturday. I thought Brewer did that to us a little bit, and we knew it going in, and you still have to play the game. But Brock's a very talented guy. He's won a lot of football games, a very confident player, it seems like, on tape.
Coach, do you see, other than you mentioned right there with having to contain Purdy like you guys did Brewer, do you see on offense specifically a lot of other similarities between what you just saw this last week and what you're going to see with Iowa State?
Well, yeah, everybody's kind of got their unique twist and everything, but anytime you play out of 11 and 12 personnel, there's going to be some similarities week to week in terms of this league.
How does a runner like Roderick really open up your offense?
Well, I think the biggest thing he does is he gives you a little bit extra energy and a little bit extra juice, I think. I think he fires the O-line up when he runs through arm tackles. I mean, for him to carry the ball 28 times is a testament to him and his durability, and I'm proud of Roderick. I think he played well. He caught the ball well. He protected well. And I thought he had a breakout game. Very proud of him.
Have you specifically seen him improve in his game throughout the season? Is it his preparation or just anything physical?
I think his practice habits have been very consistent, and leading into the game, his in the meetings, his practice Tuesday and Wednesdays, it's just been like Roderick's always there, and he's done a nice job, and I think he reaped some of those rewards Saturday, and I think he played well.
If he's running like that, can he make that job more his rather than sharing it with the other two guys?
Oh, I think anybody can, Don. Just because of the circumstances Saturday, we needed him to do that, and he certainly stepped up and did that.
Is Tatum expected to be available to practice this week?
Yeah, should be up today. Yeah.
At the end of the game, your last offensive play from scrimmage before the field goal, you were in 3rd and 14. And Roderick nearly gets the first down. Probably would have if he'd got, I think Dante had stayed on the linebacker just a little bit longer. Was that play changed at the line of scrimmage because Jet was running around communicating to everybody?
No, it was called. Yeah. Is the question, did Jet call the play, or did we call it?
I don't know.
No, we called it. Yeah, he didn't check. Yeah.
So in the 3rd and 14, based on Roderick having scored from 30 yards and nearly getting the first down there, did you think he had a good chance to get the first down, or did you want to give Trey a shorter field goal opportunity?
I think it was probably the latter, trying to add to that field goal. And, we talked a little bit briefly coming out of the game. That was the decision. I was going to try to kick it at that point just because of my other factors. We had, played on defense, at that point, I thought fairly well in terms of decent in the red zone. We'd given up a bunch of chunk yards, but we'd been decent. We had the, right before halftime or in the second quarter, we held them to a field goal. They had scored. We had a pick, and then they had another touchdown, and then the 2-minute drive, they drove it all the way down, and they got it all the way down, 99-yard drive, but once we got inside the tight red, inside the 10, I thought we really bowed up and caused the field goal, or forced a field goal, I should say, dang near blocked it to cause overtime. And so, we had not converted the 4th and 2 earlier, got the pass batted down, had the 4th and 2, we had to go, we got it. So I thought we were as 50-50 on offense as we were on defense. So that's what led into all of that at that point.
Coach, you mentioned you thought the team needs to learn how to finish, but were you happy with what you saw there late as far as what you just mentioned, the defense getting to force that field goal and even scoring a touchdown with under 2 minutes to go to take the lead.
Yeah, and what won't show up and won't be real, a question asked is we have a must-win field goal unit with a minute and 40 seconds to go, and I got 5 guys on that unit that have played 90 snaps or will have played when the game's over 90-some snaps. So at that point it was 80-some snaps, and they ran down like the freaking game depended on it, and their life depended on it. But they ran down like their hair's on fire. I mean, it was DeMarcus Fields, Adrian Fry, Doug Coleman, Jordan Brooks, Rico, Myla Rolls. We had 2 offensive players. T.J. Vasher made the tackle inside the 15. Rico came all the way across the field to get an assist on the tackle. Zach McPherson played 90-some snaps. He was the 10 on that. And then those guys. And, unfortunately, Eli gets the sack, and we get him down to the -1, and then, there goes the rest. But proud, heck yeah, I'm proud because they bowed their neck in the red zone and forced a field goal, and you live to play another down, and that another down was overtime 1 and overtime 2.
After the Eli sack on the play from the -1, did you ask the conference office about the next play?
Yeah, I hadn't found out about it yet, but, yeah, we turned plays in. Yeah.
On the play where Adrian,
Don, I'm not going to answer that question.
on the play where Adrian committed the penalty, almost probably a heads-up play there because it forces the field goal.
Yeah.
Do you teach that situation?
We do, absolutely. In terms of being aggressive. If there's a penalty called, there's a penalty called, but we're going to be aggressive. There's smart penalties. There's, the penalties that we're trying to eliminate in this program are pre-snap, post-whistle. And then we're trying to live with penalties within the play. And what's not smart, 1st and 10 hold in the run game by an offensive tackle, not very smart. 3rd and 10 against a GoDaddy DN like Lockhart, okay, it's going to happen sometimes. Good player. A defensive holding or a PI down the red zone, it's going to happen sometimes. Live to play another down. So what was that other down? The field goal. We almost blocked it. A little bit of a low kick, and Eli almost blocked it, and that's what we would have been talking about.
How much more comfortable have you seen Jed get in this offense as the weeks have gone on since he's been?
Well, I think he's had better practice habits, and I think those continue to show up on Saturday because he's gotten confident during the week, and he's practiced well during the week, and he's come out and played well. We just need to start faster, him as well as the 10 around him. But I also think Jet's performance is also related to the 10 guys around him. I think we've protected him well, and I think our outside receivers for the 2nd week in a row have made a lot of catches and a lot of competitive catches.
You talked about Sir Roderick specifically, but the running back unit seems whoever you consistently get the ball to, they step up when you need it. Has that been something that's impressive?
It's been that way, yeah. I think that's a fairly accurate statement.
How impressed are you? Is that just a mentality? Is that just have you seen the unit? Is that just
Well, I think I'd hope that mentality is with all of our units. I've seen Weston Wright step up on the offensive line. Madison, who was kind of rotating in at the beginning of the year, has stepped up. Certainly saw Braden Stringer step up and play well in the first half, opposite of Jordan. Evan Rambo, I thought, played really well. He's been down, injured the last couple weeks, and came back and played well. So you've seen other guys step up, and that's certainly what we hope for in every room, not just the running back room.
And you had 2 transfers made. Zach's obviously been good all year. Evan made the play. Jamarcus now made the play. Is that
Yeah.
kind of exactly what you want to see other transfers coming?
I just want to see Red Raiders make plays. We just so happen to bring 7 transfers in, so at some point they're all going to be making plays.
Matt, what happened on the kickoff before halftime? You had to,
Just miskicked it.
you just miskicked it,
Yeah,
so it wasn't the case where there's any miscommunication, you just didn't get it
just
back.
miskicked it. Human error happens.
Is there a rhythm to getting turnovers? Seems the first couple games you guys didn't grab any of this. Just seems like they've come in.
I told you. I said it in here, didn't I? JJ, why are you laughing, man? I said they're going to come, and they're going to come in bunches, and dang it, I think we still left one more out there. I thought we left 2 out there against Oklahoma State, but we're going to continue to coach it and strain the ever-living far out of these players in terms of how to protect the ball. We do so much good on good, and in terms of ball security as well as our takeaway circuit. And our guys, I think, have really bought into that, and they can see where that can help this program. And, you know, that's part of the plan to win is taking care of the ball. This week it was a 0, right? It was 3-3. And you saw what happened in the game. Means it's, you know, game went to overtime. You know, I think if we'd have created another one or we would have given up one less, we certainly had two of those came in bad times, right? Red zone. Had a pick and a fumble in the red zone. And those two, I think, balls started on the plus 21. And so those cost us. Just take one of them away. That's a field goal. Take two. I mean, I don't want to get into that game, but you see where taking care of the football is a big part of the plan to win.
Going off of that, was the Ingram one almost a game-saving one because that one was in the red zone for you guys just be able to take it away?
That was a big play at a big time. Yeah, it was a big stop, and he was in the right spot at the right time and made a nice play with a cast on his hand.
Man, what's McLean Manick's status?
Oh, he's fine. Yeah, he's got stepped on. Yeah.
Have you seen a fire in these guys since you gotten back to Lubbock, you know, to get back onto the field after this heartbreaking loss?
Yeah, I think they handled 6:30 meeting this morning very well, and they were bright-eyed. Not one guy was late. I put a lot of stock into that. The way they act, the body language. We got to go back to work this afternoon. We got to have a great Monday.
Anything else?
What about Des Smith's availability this week or Thomas Lake?
Day to day.
And can you give us an update on Seth Collins? Has he close at all to?
Seth, I believe we're going to X-ray him soon. I don't know the exact date, but if you know, the next X-ray should be within the next week or so. Well, I know we're close. Just to see his status potentially at the end of the year, probably being after bye week, if that's a possibility or not, Don. Yeah.
What caused such a lengthy setback since y'all initially expected him back?
Just it was a really shattering break, if you want to say it that way. It's an area of the body that doesn't get a whole lot of oxygen. I think that's the right term, man. If y'all, that may be jacked up right there. It's a slow healing deal. It's a really slow healing deal, and it's not any of the kids' fault. I'm telling you, Seth bust his tail in the training room. He's here every day. He's with our guys every day. He's doing a great job, and if we can't get him back this year, we'll look to get him back next year, obviously.
A guy like Thomas Leggett, who was out pre-game, he was helping run cornerback drills with his guys.
You're very observant.
You could see his vocal leadership
Yeah.
on the sideline. How important is that for you when a guy gets injured to stay?
Yeah, Thomas Leggett is big time. I love that kid. He's one of our captains. He's played very consistent. He's a consistent special teams player. He was out Saturday, and he was into it as much as anybody on the sidelines with his energy and his juice, and I respect that, and I'm very thankful for that. He's a tremendous teammate.
Got time for about 2 more.
Coach, I don't know if you mentioned anything about Iowa State's defense in your opening statement. I know it was very offensive based, but what have you seen from their defense?
Well, 58, the nose, is the first thing you see when you step on. He's a kid out of El Camino, I believe, SoCal JUCO, and really good player. I think their linebacker core is very solid. 23s all over the place. He plays out on the edge or the perimeter of the field, if you will. Very athletic and very strong. They're a little bit more zone-based than man-based in the back end, and that defense, very well coached. Coach Heacock has done a great job over time, and that's been, it's been a defense that it seems as now I get into the league that I've heard quite a bit about, and I think there's other teams copying some of that stuff, mimicking, and that's, what do they say? It's flattery, right, or whatever. I don't even know that saying. Help me out, Williams. What you got? Yeah, there you go. Imitation, sincere form of flattery. Thank you. I'm on camera, too. I didn't have that quote ready. But I think that's respect, man. College football, a lot of the stuff that guys do, we all do. We beg, borrow, and steal from people, and if it fits our personnel, we do it. But that's been a defense that I think has been a little bit ahead of its time a few years ago, and still very, very solid. They do a great job. Very well coached.
Following up on that, how well did you think Jet did on Saturday with not forcing stuff against a defense that dropped 8 a lot?
Yeah, real good. He took the scrambles when they were there. Just thought one of those picks was forced. The other one's just a little bit low, and they got tipped down there in the red zone. But I think he's done a good job of going through his progressions. Threw some out of bounds, and scrambled when it was there. And you got to be smart and aggressive. Sometimes that's an oxymoron, but you've got to be able to be aggressive at times and then be smart and take your loss. Get the ball back to the line of scrimmage or scramble and make positive yards if you can.
I think it was his first interception. All of them were bad, I know, but it seemed like he was going to his second read, and the linebacker, I think, was standing behind him.
Yeah, it was really his third or fourth read, technically, and not all picks are bad. The second one, the result's always bad, but like the second one in the red zone, he just threw the ball a little low. That happens to all of us, and it got tipped, and Johnston was in the right place at the right time. And let me go ahead and mention, I know he's out for the year. What a stud. That guy's a great player. I don't know if I am able to say he's the heart and soul of that defense, but I mean, just from an outside perspective looking in, I've got a tremendous amount of respect for that kid, the way he played. And the way you saw on tape all year, that kid he's a tough football player. Seems like he's really smart. He's all over the place, makes a ton of plays, and unfortunately, that's that an injury that puts him out the rest of the year. But I got a lot of respect for that young man.
Yeah, well, it started off weird because I was a little bit misaligned to where I was supposed to be, so. The running back moved out, so Jordan just covered the vertical of number 3. So I just kind of played the quarterback's eyes, dropped back deep enough where if anything happens, I could still break on him running or break on a pass. He didn't see me at all. He looked at one target, just broke on the ball, just tried to take it, and ran as far as I could.
What was it like waiting to get back out there these last couple of weeks?
It was good. I mean, just sitting out is not something I like to do. I mean, just want to be out there playing with your brothers and playing football as much as possible. So it was fun. It was a great atmosphere, a great game to try to come back to, ultra competitive. So it was fun.
Does it give you a different perspective when you can watch how the defense works, for a few games where you're not having to just worry about what your assignment is, but actually can you learn more about the defense doing that?
I mean, yeah, you learn more about how each part is integral to everybody else having success. And just more about the trust factor that our defense is under when we're playing. And just seeing just my position and just learning more about what I can do and what the opposing offense is trying to do. So, yeah, it was a good learning experience, even being out.
For y'all as a defensive unit, how do you take those fast starts that you get off to and carry them into the second half?
I mean, it's just consistency. It's just a mental focus that we have to continue to carry on. Physically, we have it. Really, it's just understanding that we have to be locked in for the second half. Offense is going to make some adjustments, so a lot of what we did in the first half, it might not work sometimes. So we have to make those adjustments and be able to continue to have our own mental success and our own focus going in.
Is it the noise? Is it just is it hard just to stay mentally locked in for 60 minutes in a game? What is it that
Oh, it's not the noise. I mean, it's just something within just each person. It's just something you have to do, just to find that mental focus regardless of what's going on. It's not a lot of just factors around it. It's just locking in, as simple as that.
How do you think the team has moved on from a loss like that? Do you think they moved on well?
Yeah, I think we moved on well. We try to put it behind us. If we haven't, I mean, it's urgent that we do. We know what happened. We're not going to get that win back. Results aren't going to change. If we're still focused on Baylor and Iowa State's focused on us, we're behind 8 ball. So it's time for us to lock in on Iowa State and try to just prepare for them as much as possible.
What do you see from a guy like Brock Purdy?
I mean, a good arm, dual threat quarterback. We've been dealing with that a lot of all this year, so we've been prepared and know how to handle that. They also have that run factor in there too, but one of our biggest things is making sure we stop the run. So, I mean, he's a good quarterback. We're going to respect him, but we're not going to fear him at all.
Has Jordan made the transition for you, not only just from another school to here, but just getting acclimated to the defense? How instrumental has Jordan Brooks been for you?
I mean, he's good. I mean, ask him questions even when I'm on the field, just about some things what to do. He's a great athlete. He's knowledgeable. He knows where to be. He knows where the ball is going to be. He plays fast and physical. He's a great player just to be with and just to even just learn from, just seeing what he sees and how he kind of approaches line movements or quarterback plays and things like that. So he's a great person to learn from and just pick his mind about what he's doing.
What are the big things that maybe you guys as a defense struggled to do against Charlie Brewer that allowed you to escape at times that maybe you can lock down on with Brock Purdy?
We just got to make sure that we have strong edge. We try to force everything, through the middle, or we try to force some things get lost into our edge of our defense. We have to stay strong. When we have in position to make tackles, we got to be able to wrap up, we can't let running backs or even quarterbacks escape on us. And that's what we've been seeing from dual threat quarterbacks all year. The biggest runs we've had have been quarterback scrambles throughout the whole year. So it's just making sure when we have our opportunity to stop them, we have contained, we just got to capitalize on those.
I'm curious if you're allowed to say what it is, but the celebration that you guys do when you force a turnover with the guy that puts the ball up in the air and you guys all do a motion together, what is that and what kind of created that?
It's just we were just saying out. What we did. If we did, how many takeaways we've had so far. We always have a goal of 3 or more in the game. We're just tracking how many takeaways, how many 3 and outs we're doing, just so we know this is what we're doing. But we're not done. We're not satisfied, and this is what we still have to accomplish in the game.
Kind of going off that, Douglas Coleman leads the nation with 6 interceptions. Can you talk about him and how he's always around the ball, it seems?
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know where, he just comes out of nowhere sometimes. But that's just a testament to his preparation. And his technique. He's a good player. He just knows where to be, where the quarterback is, and he capitalizes on his opportunities. Someone like him, he's really technically sound, but he's a great athlete. He's able to watch a ton of film, know what the quarterback's going to be, know where the routes are going to be, the receiver's going to be. And his preparation just led him to be able to take over like that.
It's routine plays. You go to practice every day, and it's an explosive offense, so it's stuff we do every day. It's not that spectacular.
Okay, how do you think the team has responded to the loss?
No one likes losing, so, but however, you can't change what has happened. So with that being said, you got to rinse and repeat, like Coach Will says. We're going to come in today, we get back on the field today, and from here on forward is Iowa State.
Iowa State's a defense that a lot of teams in the Big 12 have had trouble with that type of zone-ish type of a team. Why do you think they've been so successful defensively?
For what I know, it's a similar defense of what Baylor plays. It's kind of don't get beat deep, play, keep everything in front of you, come make the play. And if we do what we do, and what we're gonna do, we do, which is make plays and move the ball, and the rest will take care of itself.
Seems like you've had more opportunities the last couple of weeks to really take advantage of those. Can you kind of go into why that's happening and why you've been able to take advantage of that?
It is what it is. It's kind of when your number's called, you got to be available, and it's no if and or but about it. Whatever's going on in the game, but if the ball comes to you, whether it's me or running back or whatever, you have to make a play on it. It's just how it goes.
You feel like you're getting more comfortable in the system?
Yeah. As time goes on, I came in, I learned the offense pretty fast, but now, the more we're going into week 7, I feel like I know it now to where in some situations I kind of know it will be called, and not only do I know my assignment, but I know the guy's assignment next to me. That kind of helps me out because I need to know where I need to be based off where he needs to be, and it helps us both out for success.
Having been at another school and also having had Allen this year, what makes Jet Duffy unique as a quarterback?
I'll be comfortable with either one of those guys playing quarterback. I trust both of them, and the biggest difference I would say Jet is more mobile than Allen.
How's your relationship with Jet grown ever since he's been the starter?
I came in, Jet took me in. So we've been tight. We've been talking because he was playing behind Allen, and when I came in, I was playing behind people. So I had to earn a spot as well, and we shared similar conversations. But he watches film, I watch film. He sends me videos of things he sees on film that he would like me to look at. And, I would do the same, just better preparation.
What you think? Tell us a little bit about your run on the 79-yard play.
Like I said, you know, it's a play we ran in practice, and it kind of unfolded the same way. And I could have definitely just kept running and outran those two guys, but I was tired and kind of lost trust in myself, so I tried to cut back, but it doesn't matter. We scored on the drive. That's all that matters.